This little webinar will be about how to make sure that your Q3 essay is really setting you up for success to clearly answer the question that you are supposed to be answering. And in this little webinar, I'm going to show you two things that you should really think about to make sure you're answering the question. The first is your title, and the second is your thesis. The first thing you want to do after you have a full and complete draft is to reread your title and your introduction. And while doing, ask yourself, can I tell just based on my title and my introduction what I was actually writing about or what the question asked me? So let's take a look at an essay by a former student. Her essay's title is "The Pernicious Effects of Lust for Power on a Feeble Mind." Really excellent vocabulary here. I read that title and I think this student must be responding to the prompt about power. A desire for power and needing power over others and what that means in the essay. So they must be writing the 2005 Form B. The effects of lust for power on a feeble mind. Let's verify that now with the introduction. Unacceptable ideas, wishes, emotions, and inner desires. These are all stored in the unconscious mind. Okay? The subconscious can become a potent yet dangerous agency. If suppressed in a feeble mind, it can harness the power that can negatively influence a person's life and therefore cause detrimental effects. By allowing the subconscious to overpower the mind, a person chooses a path to which he/she has no control over their destiny. Such a tragedy is embodied in William Shakespeare's play Macbeth, in which the Thane of Glamis allows his mind to be poisoned by the fruit of power. Power, however, is not earned lightly. In order to usurp a king, a symbol for divine power and utmost respect, one must make a fatal decision: betrayal. The deliberate act of being disloyal to one's country, organization, or ideology by acting in the interest of an enemy. Macbeth perfectly inhabits this treacherous nature by not only betraying his country, but also his morals, religion, comrades, and family. Through inhumane acts, Macbeth's persona exemplifies what it means to lose one's self to power due to the overwhelming control corruption upholds. Wow. What's actually fascinating is you find out at this point in the essay that this student isn't actually writing about the power essay. This student is writing the betrayal essay. It almost seems like this student wrote a title and wrote part of an introduction and then actually changed their mind about what they were writing about. And it's unclear to me, the reader or grader of this essay, if they are responding to the 2005 prompt about power or the 2007 prompt about betrayal. It's not good if it's unclear what you're responding to. So I'm going to do some revision because I think that this person is actually writing in their thesis about acts of betrayal. So here's what I'm going to do to stay focused. I'm actually going to Control-C, which copies that prompt, and I'm going to literally paste the prompt into a comment box on the side to keep me focused. Works of literature depict acts of betrayal. People may betray friends and family, treachery, values, etc. Talk about betrayal. Well, this person, I'm going to start with a thesis and backwards plan because this person's thesis is actually solid. Macbeth perfectly inhabits this treacherous nature by not only betraying his country, but also his morals, religion, comrades, and family. Through inhumane acts, Macbeth's persona exemplifies what it means to lose oneself to power due to the overwhelming control corruption upholds. Okay, I'm going to workshop this up a little bit and see what I can do. The deliberate act of being disloyal to one's country, organization, ideology, acting in the interest of an enemy. Macbeth perfectly inhabits this treacherous nature. Let me stop there. He inhabits this treacherous nature. He betrays many aspects of his own life, including, and I'm going to delete this here, his country, his morals, religion, comrades, and family. I'm going to get specific here. Christian religion. Oops. So now I've listed in my thesis what he's betrayed, right? I need to talk about what he's betrayed. Then I need to analyze the nature of the betrayal and show how it contributes to the meaning of the work as a whole. Okay? So I'm going to talk about the nature of the betrayal after he is first introduced to the alluring but poisonous aspects of increased power. There, now I'm going to link this idea of power to betrayal. Delete this idea about persona. After he is first introduced to the alluring but poisonous aspects of increased power, Macbeth does not hesitate to betray everyone and everything around him in his search for this corrupt but desired power. So now I've clearly connected the idea of power to the idea of betrayal, so hopefully that's going to be a little clearer in my thesis. Ultimately, I need also a so what in my thesis. So I'm going to take this so what and talk about why betrayal matters. Shakespeare's tragedy criticizes men who will betray king and country for their own selfish purposes. Because, you know, we have Banquo and Malcolm and Macduff and all these men who are very loyal to Scotland and to their countries, much as Shakespeare was loyal to England itself. And so I think ultimately Shakespeare's play is showing that this betrayal, which of course leads to Macbeth's death amongst others, is a criticism. So now I've got my betrayal, why that betrayal matters to the book as a whole, and now I actually need to go back and ask myself, okay, what exactly should I have said at the beginning of this to make sure that I'm leading to betrayal? I'm going to take out some basically general ideas here, and I'm going to workshop this to make it more about betrayal so it's much clearer what exactly this essay is going to be about. If suppressed in a feeble mind, can negatively influence a person's life and therefore cause that person to betray others. By allowing the subconscious to overpower the mind, the person chooses path. I actually think that that's contrary to this person's argument. He's allowing the subconscious to overpower the mind. How about by allowing desires and lust for power to leave the subconscious and enter into action, man ceases to forces. Such a tragedy is embodied in William Shakespeare's play, in which the Thane allows his mind to be poisoned by the fruit of power, and leads to his betrayal of almost Okay. Now, when I read back through my essay, beginning to end, I've got the word betrayal. It's important to actually use the words from the prompt. It's coming up more often, and I'm more clearly connecting the ideas of betrayal and power, leading to a thesis where I argue that here are the specific exact things that Macbeth betrays. Here's why it is that Macbeth betrays these things, and here's a so what as to why it is that Shakespeare would write this play about a man who betrays things around him. One last thing to do now is to go back to my title and ask myself, does my title tell me what prompt I'm talking about? No, it does not. So I'm going to say the pernicious effects of lust for power on a feeble mind. That's just also kind of wordy. Okay. My essay is now called The Effect of Betrayal on Macbeth's Transitory Kingship in Scotland. Betrayal, transitory kingship, I'm almost hinting at my so what here, and I've got betrayal. Much clearer answer in response